Let's start with some footage. I think this boss takes 12 seconds, and then we'll talk about it in just a second. This is definitely getting nerfed. And then one more boss for good measure, and while we're killing him, I'm going to talk over it. So here's what's happening. Gas Grenade has a huge attack multiplier, and I said this in a previous video, but AoE shotgunning is one of the biggest multipliers in Path of Exile, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So Oil Grenade provides a 20% fire res debuff. I've leaned heavily into fire penetration on the tree, and that's basically it. So I throw the oil on him, I ignite it using Explosive Shot. You could also use Explosive Grenade, but Explosive Shot I think is a little bit better because you get immediate feedback. And then when all of your gas grenades actually hit the boss, they all pop at the same time, and the AoE overlaps from the clouds do massive damage. Alright, quick look at the setup. I'm using Gas Grenade as a primary damage dealer, Oil Grenade for fire exposure and as a general debuff, and then Explosive Shot to ignite the oil grenades to allow us to get AoE shotguns. So Gas Grenade linked to Scatter Shot and Primal Armament and Fire Infusion is where I'm at. You can also link this with Fire Pen, but I have a lot of Fire Pen on the tree. So I have 6% here and 15% here. It didn't feel worth a little bit of tinkering. Felt like getting 25% more damage felt a little bit better because penetration stops at 0, so getting more isn't going to help you. If you don't have Fire Pen on the tree, I would trade this out for fire penetration, but the most you can get is reducing the monster resistances down to 0, so you don't need more of that. So Fire Infusion, Primal Armament, Scattershot is what I'm using. And then with Oil Grenade, we actually don't really care that much about the damage or the other things, so we just want supports that will make the debuff better. So Magnified Effect gives us more AoE, and then Persistence gives us more skill effect duration so that it gives us a little bit more chance to drop the gas grenades on the burning boss. And that's basically it. It absolutely deletes bosses. It is hard carried through everything I've touched. You can use it to map clear if you want. It feels really good. You should definitely try this out before it gets nerfed, because it's definitely getting nerfed. I've left notes for this whole setup in the Mobalytics build guide page. It's all linked in the description below. Let's take a quick look at the passive tree. So I've made a couple small adjustments. I took projectile damage because now I've sort of leaned into grenades, so projectile damage is a little bit better value here. I also took this whole wheel. We get some AoE here and some more increased damage. The whole grenade wheel this time, and I've temporarily dropped these 3 nodes because I'm not really using bolts that much. And instead I want the grenade wheel, I want CDR here, consequently 10% increased CDR feels really nice on top of Witchbane. The bosses, before I was instantly deleting them, very rarely actually attacked, so Witchbanes felt pretty good. But anyway, I dropped these points so that I could pick up Pen here and switch into more damage like Primal Armament as a secondary support. And here I'll show you what it looks like mapping. Basically you just throw a gas grenade and then you hit it with Explosive Shot and it blows up the entire screen. I've had no trouble with rares or basically anything else. Shout out to Nose Knight Go Idea who suggested I look into gas grenade for more single target. I'll also have a day 2 update for you guys sometime soon. Alright, take care.